Between 2006 and February 2009, over 281,000 people became internally displaced. This was in addition to over 214,000 people who had been displaced before 2006, meaning that over 500,000 people had been displaced by the conflict. Three decades of civil conflict in Sri Lanka has severely damaged the economic status of the northern province of Sri Lanka. The livelihoods of vulnerable farming families were severely affected due to the resultant damage of essential village-level infrastructure, breakdown of government and private sector input-output markets and technical support services, and weakening or destruction of community organizations. With the end of conflict in 2009, most farming communities returned to their original lands and resumed agriculture activities. Since then, the FAO has assisted the families to move from food aid to food production in the shortest time possible. Improvements in productivity and resilience of production systems is of importance in the region, where productivity growth in agriculture is essential to increase rural incomes, improve access to food and enable farmers to compete at a lower cost of production. In addition, the lack of access to markets in absorbing the surplus crop production prevents the recovery of income-generating livelihoods of the returnees. Entitled Groundnut Production in Mullaitivu and Kilinochchi districts to support emergency agricultural activities through the FAO in collaboration with the government line authorities and all relevant partners. Targeted vulnerable households and producer groups engaged in crop production to improve and sustain production resources, taking into account gender-related socio-economic issues, and the Seed Certification Services (SCS) to support quality seeds production by building its capacity and strengthen their services to seed production systems through the targeted farmers. The project initially targeted 3,000 farmers who were engaged in agriculture and experienced marginal and unstable returns from their livelihoods. 600 farmers who had the capacity to engage in sustainable seed production. The project intended to mobilize 3,000 acres for commercial groundnut cultivation, and 300 acres during the project period in the target districts.
வேண்டுகோளையும் விடுத்திருந்தவர் திருப்பி ஞாபகப்படுத்துகிறேன். தாங்கள் 31 போனாலும் தாங்கள் நடைமுறைப்படுத்திய திட்டம் போகக்கூடாது. என்ன நீங்கள் இப்போ உறுதி சொல்லணும் அவருக்கு. நீங்க அந்த திட்டத்தை கொண்டு போவீங்களா போக மாட்டீங்களா? அங்க திருப்பியா இருக்கா? சரி, ஓகே. நாங்கள் திட்டத்தை தொடர்ச்சியாக கொண்டு போவோம் சாருக்கு சொல்லி முதலாவது சிவலிங்கம்.
The project provided 2,892 vulnerable farming families with the commercial groundnut seeds. Totally 46,000 kilograms of seeds were distributed among the beneficiaries. Due to the prevailed severe drought condition throughout the yala 2014 season, the extent of cultivation was reduced in the target districts. And the project was able to mobilize only 1,369 acres for the commercial cultivation. The farmers involved in the commercial production were trained on groundnut cultivation, conservation farming and organic farming, water management and processing, storage and marketing. Totally 794 farmers were trained in the both districts. The project was able to contribute 5,21,589 kilograms of production to the total production, and approximately 75% of production was sold at an average price of 150 rupees per kilograms, providing 57,150 rupees per acre in average. The project provided 153 vulnerable farming families with the certified groundnut seeds of variety Fistic. Totally 6,000 kilograms of seeds were distributed among the beneficiaries. The project was able to utilize 150 acres for the seed production, The seed producers were provided with barbed wire, fertilizers including gypsum, sprinkler irrigation units, and tarpaulin. The farmers involved in the seed production were trained on seed certification, quality seed production, post-harvest handling, use and maintenance of the implements, and plant protection, varietal selection and crop diversification, and totally 134 farmers were trained in the both districts. The project supported the seed producers to act in groups, and those groups were linked with the seeds certification services, and a strong awareness is created among the groups on the agricultural support services of the HCS. The project was able to contribute 74,250 kilograms of production to the total production during the critical situation. And approximately 75% of production was sold at an average price of 190 rupees per kilogram, providing 94,050 rupees per acre in average. Market-oriented value-added groundnut production recommended that a market information event shall be organized and conducted by the project to create linkages among the farmers, producers, collectors, processors, and sellers. Responding to the recommendation, the market linkage program was conducted by the FAO in collaboration with the Department of Agriculture and the Chamber of Commerce for the producers, collectors, and processors. Agriculture Research and Development Center of the DOA was supported to produce and breeder seed seasonally, and the RARDC will provide the breeder seed to the AirSpear MDC for further multiplication of producing foundation and registered seeds. RARDC was provided with breeder seed parental materials, financial assistance, and tarpaulins for supporting the breeder seed production program. The project also assisted the Seeds Certification Unit, Seed and Planting Materials Development Center, Department of Agriculture, and the subsidies.
eye scan, and then he can load it.
This one? Yeah, this is the platform.
You can get it removed to the platform will come inside. So the particular person who is going to load it.
Belt එක slip නොකර තියෙනවා.
அதில முக்கியமானது belt slip பண்ணாம ஓடும்.
Finally, to increase the supply value-added groundnut products, selected societies and individuals were provided with processing machinery and they were trained.